Hey YouTube, this is Jonas. Here to do another dip video. This one's going to be on how to dip for beginners and how to get into dipping. Just going to tell y'all some good dips to try first. Just stuff like that, what you should really start out on, stuff like that. Um, you know, dipping is actually safer than smoking. What a lot of people don't realize is it actually is. More people get mouth cancer from smoking than they actually do from dipping. It's just people don't let that out in the media and everything. Darcy, Mudjug One, he creates the mud jugs and everything. He does a video on how dipping can save lives. If y'all ain't seen that, y'all need to go watch that. I used to have a little bit of fear that I was going to get mouth cancer and everything. After watching that video, I never really feared getting mouth cancer, because the percentage is so low from getting mouth cancer from dipping. Yes, it can happen, but it's actually a lot safer. The percentage is actually a lot lower from getting cancer from dipping than it is from smoking. If you're a real heavy smoker right now, you're probably going to have to start off with a more heavy dip, because smoking has a lot of nicotine in it, and you're going to need a little bit more nicotine than if you started off with like a real low dip, like crappy Husky or whatever. It has like no nicotine in it whatsoever. You're probably going to want to start out on Grizzly or Copenhagen. If you smoke right now, if you smoke like Marlboro Reds, they have like a lot of nicotine in them. You're probably going to want to start out with Grizzly or Copenhagen. For y'all that ain't never dipped before, I would say go get Skull, some like Pussy Dip. But only faggots do Skull. I don't like Skull. My first dip, well, I had a dip when I was real little, didn't much care for it, and then tried it a few more times, really didn't care for it. My first dip I actually really liked was Copenhagen Original, Long Cut. And it's just a real good dip to start out on, I think. A lot of people told me that I would throw up. I never threw up. I ain't never threw up from dip. I don't really know anybody who has ever thrown up from dip. I just heard about it. So, I mean, I think if you swallow some of the dip, you might throw up. But other than that, I don't think you're going to throw up. So, some good starter dips, I think. A lot of people say Grizzly Wintergreen is real strong. It is strong, but I know a lot of people who start out on Grizzly Wintergreen. And they like it, and a lot of people like Wintergreen for their first kind of dips. But I think if you do swallow some of that dip, you are probably going to throw up. So you might want to start out actually on a natural dip, like Copenhagen Straight. It's sweet. You'll enjoy the taste. I actually know a lot of people who do start out on Skull because they have a lot of fruity flavors. You can get that and everything. If you ain't never dipped before, I think I'd probably get either Copenhagen Straight, or you could get like some Timberwolf or Longhorn. You ain't gonna like the taste, but it definitely ain't gonna make you throw up because the nicotine level is so low on that. Chew is another good thing to start out on. It's a lot different from dip. I know a lot of people be like, gotta get a chew, and they're actually talking about dip. But down here in Georgia, this is dip. I ain't got no chew bag, but chew is loose leaf tobacco leaves. And you stick it in there and you just chew on it. Dip, you just leave it in there. I'm going to also show y'all 2 ways to pack your can in this here dip video. But just some good dips I would start out on. Grizzly Wintergreen, Copenhagen Straight, or Copenhagen Original. People say they have a real high nicotine level and all those. I don't really think they do. It's just whatever you think you'll like. Try it. And if you don't like it, try something else. Don't just like throw up one time if you do throw up and just quit dipping forever, you know. Retry the stuff, you know, because it's really good for you. Well, it's not good for you, but it's better than smoking or doing drugs or whatever. You know, like crack. You don't want to do that. But instead of getting addicted to crack, get addicted to dip. You know, it's a lot better for you. But okay. A lot of people pack their cans like this. That's a good beginner thing. What you want to do is you take your, I don't know if y'all see it, you can take it like this, hold it like this, put this top finger like this. There's also another way that I pack my can like this. If you want to look like a badass, you can do this. That's just what a lot of people do when they want to look hard. But I just pack mine like this. You hold your two fingers like this and take your top finger and put them like this, and you just it packs it a lot better than top packing, as you can see. It's going to be a little bit hard to pack your can. First, you want to start out like this. When you can get that down packed, you can pack your can. So I'm going to show y'all how to put in a dip. Like that, just pack it. You only really need 3 packs, really. If it's your first time dipping, I wouldn't take a big old pinch. Probably take one about the size of this, but it's just whatever. You just put it in like that. Get you a little bit more if you want. It's going to be a little bit hard to just put it in like that at first. You need a spitter, unless you're outside. A lot of beginners, it really pisses me off though, because I don't really think putting it in like that is that hard. A lot of beginners are going to have to hold out their lip and put it in like that. If I know you've been dipping for a long time, and I see you do that, I'm going to punch you square in the nose, because you just look like a big puss. I wouldn't do that around anybody. Even if you're a beginner dipper, just try to put it in like this, you know. Look, you know what you're doing. And for a beginner, if you try Grizzly Wintergreen, you're going to buzz. You're going to get like a head rush, maybe a little bit dizzy. Keep it in, don't take it out. Because I ain't going to lie, those buzzes I used to get when I was little, those things felt great. You know, I remember I used to ride the bus, and I'd be putting me in some Grizzly Wintergreen. I'd get off the bus to go to the middle school, and I'd just be staggering around because it felt so good. I used to love that. I ain't buzzed in like 3 or 4 years now. I can't really remember. But there's some, you know, good tips on how to begin dipping and everything. It's just try all the flavors, because there's going to be a lot of dips you don't like. And a lot of dips are going to turn you off from dipping. But no, you need to go try some other, you know, dips. And don't let these here little warning labels and everything scare you away. It's just that monkey in the office wants these here things on there. Those really don't mean nothing. But, you know, keep your dip in for... Certain dips last longer than others. Copenhagen lasts pretty long. Grizzly lasts pretty long. Some of your cheaper dips like Husky, Timberwolf, Longhorn, they're going to wear out pretty quick, and they're not really that good tasting dips. When you start dipping, make sure you have some money, because dipping ain't cheap. It's like smoking. Smoking's really expensive, but dipping's actually cheaper, though, for y'all who smoke and want to get into dipping. It's actually cheaper. But for y'all who smoke, I hope you watch this here video. So many more benefits from dipping. You ain't got no nasty smell on you, because smoking smells horrible. Your lungs are a lot better. You don't cough as much. Yeah, your gums might get a little bit tore up, but you know, it really don't matter.